Hello there, and welcome to Corey Loses for a brand new preview playthrough in Star Wars Empire at War Expanded Revan's Revenge version 0.5. We're going to be playing as the Sith to go along with our Old Republic playthrough leading up to the release of Revan's Revenge, which is currently planned for January 30th, as long as nothing goes horribly wrong. So with the Republic playthrough, we're starting in Era 5, which is the start of KOTOR 1 when Revan is on the Republic side, even though he doesn't know he's Revan. In this playthrough as the Sith, we're going to start in Era 4, which is when Revan and Malak are starting their rampage across the galaxy. So we will jump right in, having never tried to record this before, and having definitely not made a... Well, I actually didn't make a mistake on anything. So it was fine. This was totally unnecessary to restart the recording of. But we're going to play on Admiral. We're not going to be playing on Cruel Admiral for these two campaigns, with the Sith one and the Republic one, and we're going to be alternating days where the episodes come out, but the idea is to kind of have joint progress go on. As we take over the Sith in one, we take over the Republic in the other. And we'll have a lot of stuff to look at with some of the new mechanics, some of the new units. It's a very different mod from when we last played as the Sith. We haven't really shown off any of the Era 4 or 5 stuff, so we will have a bunch of new experiences here. So Darth Revan says, "I have fought and led in the greatest hells, yet I still seek what I always have, the conquest of my enemies. The Republican Jedi have failed in their duty, and so they have become my enemies. Already old loyalists and fresh converts bolster our ranks, with more to come whether willingly or not. When the last dogs of the Republic are broken and kneeling at our feet, the triumph of the Sith will echo throughout the galaxy." Alright. So, we're going to pile up our northern fleets here. So, our territory is kind of divided into two sections. We have the kind of core of Sith space up here. And we're going to be trying to take Rekkiad, Zygerrria, Paragus, and Telos as our main targets right now. And then we are also going to have the south of the galaxy. I won't list off all the planets, you can kind of see them, where we're probably going to want to go for Sullust before too long, but we're going to try not to lose on either of those fronts. Then we got a little bit that's kind of interspersed down there. But let's put in a Pathfinder. We did put in a Pathfinder. We have
Constructing unit.
a bunch of Starforge interdictors to make. So a lot of our units, we have two variants. We have the kind of base version, and then we have the Starforge version with some different stats, making the Sith technically have the biggest space roster right now, even though that does come from some doubling up. So we're kind of cheating as far as that goes. Let's see. Yeah, well, we queue up an interdictor, and I think that's good for now, because I want to make sure we get some money. We are going to be kind of lacking in money right now. I'm going to get rid of the Turbo Age defenses here. We'll get a tax agency, because Korriban has at least some population. Because, like, our starting territory, financially, it's not very cash money, as the kids say. But we're going to go to Rekkiad right now. I'm going to start off blowing some stuff up. And one of the things that I do for these preview playthroughs is for people who are patrons on Patreon, Twitch subs on the Twitch channel, twitch.tv/CoreyLoses, and channel members on YouTube. I mess myself up because I usually do that 1 second. They're able to name ships for the playthrough, so we have Cataclysm here. They're the ships that we'll be using throughout the playthrough. It's just a way for me to thank the people who make it possible for content creation to be my full-time job. If you're interested in getting a ship in the playthrough, you can check the link in the description for that. You're able to submit it throughout the playthrough. It's just, if it's later on, then it's added later on. Let's drop in what we got. There's Acheron, Cataclysm, Lady Calyx, UK version of Rebellion, War Master, Spirit of Victory, Black Hand, and then we'll throw in some of our heroes.
Prefer to let our actions speak for us.
Right. I really like the Darafins. Darafins are great. Little missile boats. And they do have Bloodlust targets on this, so I can't let them destroy that one. That shouldn't be a problem. Let's send our fighters and bombers up to the station already. Like, this is not going to be Not going to be the most difficult battle for us. I think our giant armada is going to be able to destroy this Javier.
On station, we are ready. Bomber squadron reporting.
Is the samurai guy a craft? He is. This is Rooks. Our good friend Rooks.
Ready.
Not to be confused with Rook.
Yes.
Rook, R-U-K-H, is not a good friend. Okay, that's wrong of me to say. It's not Rook's fault that he needed to kill Thrawn. He's not someone I might hire as a bodyguard, but I also wouldn't poison his planet, so maybe I safely could. Alright, we can move you up. That actually took more damage than I thought it would. So we have our supremacies here. They're kind of our...
Tell me your mission.
one of our capital... Like, I think of the Supremacy as also being a capital ship for the Sith, closer to the Interdictors, even though they're technically heavy frigates. Like, they have frigate armor and everything, but they're still pretty good. They have some heavy damage, like heavier weaponry, with the heavy ion cannons. So they're fairly heavy, they're fairly heavy for a frigate. But the Interdictor Star Destroyers are going to be kind of our daily drivers for the campaign. Yeah, guys, don't do that on camera.
I've got him.
It's not...
Copy. Getting a lock. I copy.
That'll get us demonetized. But we also have the carriers, personnel carriers, and heavy carriers. Okay, let's take a look at this one. And we'll be taking a look at the Centurions as well. These are our little corvettes, the Dreshte Corvette. We used to just call them the Korriban Corvette, but they've been named after the capital city, not just the planet now.
Matter whether you believe me or not.
Clan Burglar says, everyone says the Sith Empire was bad for conquering and genociding, but IMO is all fine because Revan was just preparing for the Vong. Oh boy. Okay, Tim. I don't think so, Tim. Okay, let's pull up a good chunk of our ground forces that we start off with here for Revan. We also have to safeguard the Star Forge. So at some point we will have to do the defense, even though the Republic is very unlikely to take over 4 of the star map planets. So the Sith still get the fun of defending.
Receiving location.
So we'll cover that more as we get closer to that. But right now we're going to focus on conquering. But yeah, so a good chunk of our roster is tied to, like you see here on Arda. The frigate build list is different from Korriban, where we have the extra Starforge variant. So there's the Starforge Darfin, and you can see the differences in the stat card there. So usually a little bit better, but they're often like they're side grades more than like strict upgrades. So it's still worth getting both in most situations. And those ships are going to be available at, you'll see the Starforge icons there. Any of the star map planets, we basically have it set up so that they can have, instead of shipyards, they have Starforge relays, which is like a connection to Lehon, and that's where stuff that is like quote unquote being built at the Starforge comes from. Because otherwise Lehon would be way over here, it would be disconnected from everything on the map, and if it was connected to any planet, like you just be able to go there immediately, or even if it unlocks later, it'd be like very easy to attack, very difficult for the AI to defend. So instead, once there's a certain number of the star maps conquered, it triggers, like you can launch an attack on it without it being necessarily directly on the galactic map. So you do fight the Starforge directly, it's just you don't move your units to Lehon in the same way. But let's go to Rekkiad, see which Mandalorians we're going to be killing today. Dirge would be proud.
I will have none of it.
We don't really have any hovering stuff right now. We really don't have the biggest army at the moment. So we're going to try to get to the other landing zone. We have some Masasi soldiers. We also have some Sith Assassin, or Dark Jedi and Sith Knights. Malik is gonna hopefully not die. But we're gonna have to go the long way around because again, no hovers. Get on over there. They're gonna have a lot of bikes right now. Okay, see if we can get that basilisk. Malik, you're not gonna be able to do anything with the basilisk. So you can just go to the landing zone. All the poor Masasi. The Sith don't treat them with any respect, and yet here they are. Okay, yeah, I think we're safe. Who is... Was that the basilisk? The hero? Yes. So we actually do have to be a little bit careful of what that looks like. Otherwise, that basilisk hero could be a bigger problem. Alright, you guys go for the infantry. That's your job. And I might have to get an AA turret just to help protect against them. So what are our abilities here? Malik has Force Lightning and Crush. Sith Assassin here has some Stealth. This Sith Marauder has a Dark Rage for more speed and damage. And then I unselected them. And then this guy has Minor Drain Life. Good for him. Did we blink? Oh, I am going to have to put someone in here because otherwise I think they're going to take it. All right, let's get that AA turret just to be slightly safer, and I'm going to bring in our Sith War Mammoth. And you know, Revan, you can come in too. And I'll leave our acolytes, Darth Bandon and Darth Vorin, they can stay with the ship right now. I'll probably explain a little bit about the Rule of Two system when we're back on the Galactic level, for anyone who missed that. There we go. Now you're gone. Worth every penny. And I'm going to sell this, so it's even more worth every penny, because it's half the pennies. Revan, you want to come in and be useful? Okay, you guys can take cover so you don't just die. There you go. Thank you, Malik. Malik, you want to go over there? Yeah. There is some garrisons in that one. So they'll be available to kill later. Good crush. Get him. Zip him. Zap him. There you go. Good zap. Good zip zap. Now you can slice him. Revan's really not contributing much right now. He's gonna have to step it up if he wants to really live up to the reputation of Darth Malik. Oh, look at them. They're hanging out together. How nice for them. Just having coffee together. That's what we never see with these Sith master and apprentice relationships. Some of them last a long time. Like Dooku and Palpatine were together for like what, 10 years almost. Sidious and Plagueis were together for a while. Plagueis and Tenebris were together for a while. Like, they probably, most of the time, you can only plot galactic domination so often before it's just redundant. Half the time you're just you're executing the prior stages of the plan you already made, right? So a lot of your time probably has to be spent just like at a Coruscant diner, getting some food, doing lunch, talking about the kids. All right. Yeah, I guess it is true that a lot of them don't have like a mouth or anything. Like Malik and Vader, they don't eat as much, but I'm sure they have like a tube or something. All right, so got our first planet. We're gonna go to Zygerrria after that. But the way some of the Sith heroes work is there's so many just evil Sith around, and rather than having all of them available at once, you do have to make some choices. So we have the rule of two system where there's a Sith Master, an apprentice, and then there's some acolytes below them. So eventually Malak will get tired of working for Revan. He'll try to overthrow him, or one of them will die, in which case everyone moves up a rank. We'll get to pick which of these two we want to be our apprentice, or we can get him killed and decide we want a different acolyte in there. And there are some situations where we'll get prompted to overturn the entire system. So if we lose Revan and Malak, which I do intend to do at some point, it won't be an accident, I will keep them alive until I no longer want them, we'll get prompted with Kreia and the Triumvirate members. So Kreia, Scion, and Nihilus. This being a preview playthrough, I'm probably gonna focus on Revan, Malak, and the Triumvirate as our options. But you can have like Yuthuraban as your Sith Master if you want. So you can go whichever way through that you want to do. But let's go to Zygerrria. This is going to be, I think this is the guy with the Azure as well that we killed in the Republic playthrough.
There they are.
Do we get to see the unique ship again?
Frequency open.
Which I guess this will be coming out before that episode. Because that was like the second Republic episode. But there's Cataclysm. There's Acheron.
Moving to coordinates.
Heading out.
But if we can kind of secure this back corner of the galaxy,
Movement system.
we'll be,
Moving
I
out
think, in
now.
pretty decent shape.
Now I want
Is
answers.
we'll want to focus on the south a bit more, I think. Ooh, let's get
Learn nothing
you out of
in your
there.
time under me.
Yes, sir.
Okay, let's try to get her there with that. And get our bombers onto the Azure.
Lasers. Falling out of formation. Target locked.
We need to keep our fighters on
Yes,
these.
Commander. I'm on them.
Right.
Engines are out. Ready.
I need to really focus on these bombers.
Fire for maximum effect. Form up. Pressing the attack.
We're on our duty
Your
station.
command, sir. Awaiting.
Get farther away. This is
Really don't know what's going on
a
here.
little bit more dangerous than I thought it would be. They have a good amount of point defense, which is going to stop our Darithans from being as useful. So we kind of have to destroy some of the smaller guys first.
Weapons ready, sir.
Otherwise, that could really limit the effectiveness, not just of our Darithans, but also of our fighters and bombers. We've got the Resewer mostly down, which will be helpful because that'll take down the.
Attack position.
That'll make it easier to kill their smaller stuff because that is tending to them right now. Okay, so I think we gotta take this Resewer down. I had him chasing us for the interdictor there. So they've been kind of lured in. All right, there we go.
You must think this is a game.
Can I get you out? I don't think the engines are down. I'm not sure if it actually had an engine hardpoint. Yeah, I think it's. No, it's doing it. It's doing it. It's jumping. We have a micro jump ability in the mods that we don't use heavily. The Empire of the Hand units have it the most in Thrawn's Revenge. Oh, we did have an engine hardpoint on it,
Your will is too strong.
so we're good.
Yes, sir.
But it's one that I think, especially as we build up some of the map play elements, we'll see more of. So I do think it opens up some interesting use cases for certain ships.
Ready, Commander. Coming about.
All right, let's move those up.
Ready. Positioning.
Eric Ironhand is asking, does Revan's Revenge have those speed changes that are being floated? Yeah, so you'll notice the units move around, like they accelerate a lot faster, then they move a lot faster to make things a bit more responsive and give you a few more tactical control options when things are falling apart.
Tell me what I want to know.
Whether they'll stay and whether they'll get moved to the other mods is still TBD. Because, like, there's some trade-offs for them for sure. Like, I definitely am able to
Far too long.
make some more decisions in the battle about positioning before the units die than otherwise, but there is like the visual element where it can look a bit weirder.
Yes, Commander. Weapons ready. Weapons charged.
Let's see. We can get the Darithans back in. Paragus is going to be space only, so that'll be an easy one to take, at least. I'm going to keep moving you guys up.
Roger that.
And I'd like to save up for a Centurion up here. Oh, did I just lose something? I think I just lost something.
Form up.
Okay.
Concentrating firepower.
Get that firepower on.
Fire at their laser cannons.
And
Tell me your mission. They are offering no
he gets Zygerrria,
casualties
at least in
were
space.
unavoidable.
I think it makes sense. Once we've consolidated... Oh, we lost the UK version of Rebellion, aka Supremacy. Very funny joke, Mort. It makes sense to like get up to Telos and then try to consolidate our territory down here. So take like Sullust, maybe Shogun and Salot, and then those 3 Republic planets here, Dinan, Deveron, and Ramamul. But then go for the Mandalorians first. I think that's what's going to happen. Okay, let's get some of our heavier quote-unquote vehicles over here, our ground units. And Vorin, let's try to separate some of these guys out a little bit. Azkul, you're going to go with them. I guess here, you guys can go over here. You're going to go with Revan. And I'm going to take Malak away. Malak's going to go over there. We don't need to have everyone together. Alright. Maybe I'll put an Acolyte with Revan and an Acolyte with Malak. We'll see. Okay. So, Revan, go over... Let's try to land at that far landing zone. Will the huts help us over on this one?
We've lost a build pad.
The enemy is approaching.
We've secured a landing zone.
Alright, so we got a landing zone here. I'll put in the heavier elephants here, the slower ones. Then we have those guys. And Revan, you can actually get the capturables down this way. Sith Striders, we'll get some more of you. Then the War Behemoth. And start towards the base. This Sith ground roster is probably the most visually interesting of any of the ground rosters in any of the mods. Like, it'll be maybe second to the Yuzon Vong eventually, but Philo did a great job with all the fun little things they have. I think I need to drop something here to protect that. And HK, you can actually go with them.
It will be done, Master.
Alright, so they're going to actually go for that central-ish landing zone. And you guys are going to go for the base. Alright. I think we can maybe go up the main road there, too. Hopefully the huts are what die and take the brunt of everything. But get into the base. Revan is taking out the field emplacement. Very unlucky for them. And, ooh, HK, please don't die on this. Yeah, nothing... Nothing they can do against you. I have to be a little bit careful with the Krath Skiff guy, because they do a lot of damage, but they don't necessarily live a lot. So, I mean, I'm kind of just accepting that eventually he's probably gonna die. Get on over there, and we can leave this part. Okay, because we can just go up the middle here. And I think we have all the entrances covered. I'm gonna bombing run that. You guys can destroy the
Anything you ask.
barracks faster. And
We've secured a building.
there we go.
Query.
We'll have to go up the middle part there, because this is
We've secured
actually a fair amount of units that are just in the middle of the map. But we're kind of... We're nearly done with the base.
crescent point contested.
So maybe Revan, you want to... Yeah, Revan, you want to come back?
We've lost a build.
Because we took everyone away from there, and then they
Suggestion.
kind of just...
Perhaps I can be of
They got it.
assistance. Statement. Of course, Master.
Striders maybe come back this way? Because, like, we don't need everyone here anymore.
Of course.
These Juggernaut droid, or Guardian Corps go over there? No, Revan, stop them. Kill those two, and then stop the turret.
Our base is under attack. We've secured
Always ready.
Well, I don't want them having a turret at all. Go for those. But yeah, so it's a big, it's a
We've secured a
I was gonna say bigger impact in space, but it's probably more notable in space, where a lot of the Sith units have like alchemical bodies or hulls,
achieved.
which gives them reflective armor. So
Building started.
even though things like the Darafin don't have shields, they do have hulls that will get rid of some of the shots trying to kill them. Okay, let's see. Who are you? You are Viglo, so Krath Concussion Artillery. I want that with that main army. And I'll put Vorin with Revan.
Location.
And Malak and Bandit can get together over there. You guys come down here, and this other fleet we're building is going to come this way. How much is it for a Centurion? We'll have enough money after this next rollover. Because I just want to get one up here.
Let's move out.
And then I can split up the fleet a little bit more.
Mission log updated.
You want me to take Rekkiad? No, you want me to recon Rekkiad and Commodore? I can do that. So let's go to here. And even if I get 2 spies at Gamor, I think we'll be able to spy on that pretty easily. Or, yeah, we'll be able to afford the Centurion either way. Yeah, there's 1 in that category, there's 3 in that. Okay, so we're going to get the 1-star forward Centurion first. And let's just go to
Very
Pragus.
well.
Ooh, they got Plaxides and Rekkiad, so that is... I think that's every Republic Sector Force planet that just got integrated. I don't know if it counted as 2 mission completions, or if the thing that integrates the planets just integrates all of them at once. Viglo is a hero. Damn, that's really scraping the bottom of the barrel to fill the Sith hero roster. Look, we gotta use what we can. Especially in this era, if you have a name, there's a good chance that we gotta find somewhere to put you, or else we're gonna have little to work with.
Let's go.
But there's War Master, we have Pointy End Forward, we have Lahore, we have Gladiator's Finale, and Threat Level Midnight,
Batteries online.
plus War Master, Spirit of Victory, Black Hand, Lady Calyx.
Destination.
Coordinates received. We're moving out.
Any names on the other ones? Don't think
You
so.
used to be a man of
Okay,
action.
let's
Awaiting orders.
move you over and move you back.
Heading out.
Frigate en
Just
route.
please don't blow
Frigate
me
moving
up.
out.
Let's go.
Moving to destination.
Setting course.
Yeah, so the smaller ships don't have the name pop up in the corner because I think those ones don't have the multi-level script on. Although it looks like they do, so I'm not sure what's going on there.
Now I want answers.
'Cause I think I put it on the multi-level. Eventually, what I
Ready to commence.
will do and should do is
Yes, Commander.
turn all the patron-related stuff into
You
a
learn
single
nothing in your
specific
time under me.
plug-in rather than kind of piggybacking off some stuff. It's kind of dirty.
Orders. Advancing on target.
Ready. Target locked. Commencing run
Really
of the
don't know
launch
what's
bay.
going on.
Because I have one on the Galactic level, but the tactical stuff I had to just put it on something. The same way in my video about the energy stuff, I put it in the same place.
I have the target in sight.
You must think this is a game.
Let's see.
Bomber squadron.
We can get up to the stations and shipyards.
Your will is too
Ready
strong.
for orders. Falling out of formation.
Yeah, like there's more than just the games to work off of in the era, which is why we're able to have
Would continue to
more ships than just the interdictor and stuff.
Your
But
defiance
there's still, it's not quite like Thrawn's Revenge and Fall of the Republic where there's a bajillion stories to work off of. It's like individual comic series, it's RPG source books, that kind of stuff. So
I copy.
there is content for us to work towards. There's extrapolations for us to make. There's background. There's like background comic blobs for us to wildly interpret. There's the entire Alsican conflicts for us to pretend might be happening at the same time, and then get some ship designs off of how we extrapolate the Alsicani pictures, maybe even some Tion stuff based on older Tion stuff. So we have to kind of scale our standards by what's there. When I first started modding in the early days of Empire at War, there's another mod that had a lot of similar staff to people who would work on AWX, like myself, Kalo, code user, called Ages of Star Wars. And it was a KOTOR era mod. So when I was working on that, there were a lot of people who were very upset when we'd make up stuff or when we'd pull from the comics, and they were insisting that like we release a version that had only stuff from KOTOR 1 and 2 in it. So again, not even just like stuff that we designed ourselves, but like stuff from the comics, like stuff that is just as canon.
Maneuvering.
And it's like, okay, so you want a mod where the Sith have just the interdictor, maybe a Heraclon, and the Republic has just hammerheads and forays. Yes. No, we're not doing that actually. That would be not great.
This is not
Like if people want that for their own mod, like fine, like for their own experience. There's nothing wrong with wanting that if that's what you want.
All systems go.
It just doesn't seem like that would be very fun to me. And it was very angry messages that we'd get demanding that we do this. And it's the demanding that always gets me.
Orders, let our actions speak for us. It has been far too long since we last spoke.
Django says that's even more bare bones than Ages of Star Wars Jedi Civil War. I mean, that's the mod I'm talking about that I worked on.
We are ready.
Your command, sir.
That was the demand people were making of that mod.
Corpses will have to do. You see what happens when you try to defy me.
They're on me.
So many little pointy triangles. I like the Sith interdictor designs.
Get 'em off
You used to
me.
be a man of action.
It looks like a beak.
Bombers at the ready.
Alright, let's get up to the Veronica first, I think.
Get 'em off me.
And I think we'll have to take out their Corvettes more, because if I want to go against the station with their Darafins,
Expect me to fall for such
we need
a
to make sure that we're not getting
transparent
point defensed.
In war, even the innocent must die.
The Veronica, I think the Veronica is going to be taken care of by our bombers for the most part. I don't know why I just had that selected to give that the orders.
Weapons ready.
And I'm going to put Canaanite Lotan against the Veronica.
Weapons ready, sir. Frequency.
The Supremacy, yeah, you can stay there.
Roger that.
The other Corvettes are still behind the Chemplex, so that isn't going to be a problem for our missile ships right now. So that's good.
Weapons
And
online.
you can come in.
Form up.
On station.
Sir, awaiting orders.
Nice we actually have assets made if we wanted to do the Alsicon complex. I'd want to do not just like the ad gear. I'd want to do the, because that's a bit later. I'd want to put on the armor plating for some of the designs, which I know that had a practical purpose that was more relevant earlier.
Perhaps another lesson.
But I just think it looks cool.
You must think this is a game.
So
The Sith can do very
it's just waiting for like
Will is too strong.
Ostritzel to get bored for a weekend and make everything from that picture.
I've got him.
I can make lore videos on it too.
You would continue to cooperate. They are offering no resistance.
I mean, I suppose I can also make models, but
This is not the time for jokes.
I want to texture models, or I don't want to texture models instead. I have to texture models instead.
You're defiant. It is time to put your loyalty.
Okay, all these Corvettes are now gone.
Spare me your time. Threats, I've heard them all before.
Get them off me.
Tell me where I want to go after this.
So we have this back corner of space where they're not going to be able to attack us in space. I'm expecting the Republic is probably going to
Get them off me.
have to focus on the Mandalorians, but we're going to have Mandalorians on our borders that start getting mean. As Mandalorians so often do. Okay, so we can focus on infrastructure and all that now. Like, we have a pretty high infrastructure score. I just mean we can work on getting some money once we are invading here. So let's send in Darth Vorin.
Invasion commencing.
But yeah, so Essential Guide to Warfare has some really nice pictures of like some older stuff, and we can kind of extrapolate from that and just call the societies fascist enough to really be pulling from their roots with their return with a V style of choosing their old ships, ship designs. But all that stuff also gives us latitude to like design stuff based on those core aesthetic styles and still have it be kind of valid. Right, bring in some Striders. Warren, you wanna keep slicing? Thank you. Eventually, anyone with a placeholder but like this is just... You can see, it's basically just Revan. But eventually, we will have unique models for all characters like we do in the other mods. It's just, I've talked about this in some of the other videos, but it's more important for us to get like the core functionality of the gameplay right now rather than worry about infantry models for every hero being unique, because that would be impossible right now. You know what? What if you had an accident? I think I'd be okay with you having an accident. This isn't Revan. This is Vorin.
Immediately.
Different person. Thank you, Valera, for the gifted sub. Very appreciated. Okay, you're gonna... 'cause I want to pick a different rule of tour. So, Vorin, I'm sending you on a mission you can definitely complete. Yes, you are going to become the Lord of the Sith someday. Kill the infantry. I am definitely not... I'm definitely not doing anything that'll get you killed. Okay. Goodbye. So now we'll get to pick a different acolyte. I also need... Guys. How could you? Yeah, let's just get that, and then I'm gonna take the landing zone afterwards. But we get some of our own tank droids, that's fun.
You'll see them neutralized.
So we can do Yathura, Uthar,
We've secured
or someone
the
else.
landing zone.
I think maybe...
Area.
Well, we'll see.
Available.
I'm not gonna do a poll. Because that would involve typing. Don't want to bring in Revan for this? Yeah, I'll bring in Revan just in case. Just to make things a little bit easier over here.
Right away, sir.
And bring in maybe some of the assault droids.
Capacity.
I'll have to put some money towards some army upgrades. Well, Bastila is not an option that we can integrate, or that we can put there. So no one would be able to choose her if even if I were typing.
At your request.
Eventually she will be part of the system, but that would still require killing her. She's not just a like always present option. You'd have to hunt her down, and it'd be in Ebonhawk form, which we are not at yet.
Acknowledged. As we
So to get Bastila, you have to get Bastila and Revan back.
this way.
And then you're probably giving up the Triumvirate if you're doing that. Or a Duumvirate of Revan and Bastila.
Assassinate them. To that location.
Okay. Maybe let's send all these little walker droids over to the other landing zone. Because we've got the base down here, and anything else they have is just going to be over there. Which, they might have a turbo laser? Yeah, I think they're going to have a turbo laser built on this. So, I can't... There. I think we're... Yeah, we got it anyways. So we'll be able to pick a nice new little rule of 2 member. Goodbye, Darth Vorin. So we have Glovok, we have Kalatosh Zavros, we have Yathura Ban, Scion, or Utharwin. I think I'm going to go with Kalatosh, actually. Get a Zavros in there. And you're going to go over with Revan. Even though we're going to move these guys over. So that won't necessarily be over with Revan. We're about to get an invasion at Yavin 4, so I'm going to move our fleet down to get into that. But that is going to do it for our first episode here. We're going to keep going on Twitch for one more episode, record our second episode right afterwards. But for those of you watching on YouTube, thank you for watching. Hope you enjoyed the first episode, and hope to see you next time. Bye, everyone.